I showed a video of a mutual of mine that goes by the name of Danielle that lives in the Appalachian area, and she was talking about how she doesn't care how many immigrants come into this country in search of a better life, and that in her area she has far more of an issue with the locals that are selling meth than she does with some immigrant that comes in to start a Mexican restaurant in her town. Now, this person says, I don't think any rational person would disagree with her, but do it legally. Why is this such an issue to obey immigration laws? The first thing I would say is that rational individual is the key part of that phrase, right? Because the conservatives in this country, the far right conservatives in this country, are electing a guy, or have elected a guy in Donald Trump, who the last time around was setting immigration policy that was limiting legal immigration as well as illegal immigration. The Stephen Millers of the world, the people that are advising Donald Trump when it comes to immigration policy, they want to cut back on legal immigration too. They don't want anybody in this country that doesn't look and think like them. So it's not just a case of undocumented immigration being a problem for them. They want to limit legal immigration too. Now, you say here, just do it legally. Why is it such an issue to obey immigration laws? Because the immigration laws suck. And I'm going to give it to you from this perspective here, okay? I had an opportunity to work with a shit ton of undocumented immigrants from the nation of Mexico. And in working with all of these undocumented immigrants, not only did I get to know them and some of their families, but I got to know their situations. And I had a guy working for me that was in this country for over a decade and a half, working under an assumed name, working with a fake driver's license and a fake green card, but the entire time had been going through the process to try and become a legal immigrant. Let's just put it at 15 years. It was over 15 years, but let's just put it at, put it at 10 years. Imagine you lived in a country where there was no work to be had. You couldn't make enough money to put food on the table. There were war-torn areas of your country that you were trying to escape, and you were listening to your kids go to bed hungry, crying because they were hungry. How many years would you wait before you illegally cross the border to go into the next country to find work and put food on your table? Would you wait a decade and a half? Would you let your family go hungry for a decade and a half because the immigration laws to get into that country are just so antiquated and fucked up that it takes that long for the process to play out? Would you wait that long to put food on your table? I know I wouldn't, and I would bet money that neither would you. If the roles were reversed and the economy that the United States has was in Mexico, and the economy and environment that Mexico had was in the United States, and you couldn't find work, I guarantee you would cross the Mexican border to go into Mexico to find work. I guarantee it. And if you say you wouldn't, then you are derelict in your duty as a father, as a husband, as a human being, just to put food on your own table, even if you were single. And that's why I have no problem with people illegally crossing the border in order to find work. I have no problem. It's a made-up fucking line to begin with. Seriously. There's no line on the ground that says, this is it. This is your land and this is our land. So, why is it we can enjoy the ability to go out and get a job and put food on our table and live a decent life, but somebody else that comes here in search of that very same thing, we tell them no because they were born on the wrong side of an imaginary line? Yeah, it's bullshit to me. It's absolute bullshit. Fix the immigration. I've said this before. Fix the immigration laws so that people can easily get into this country to look for work instead of having to sneak in. If we do that, I'm all in favor of militarizing the border. Put the United States military at the southern border and just capture every single fucking person trying to come across. As long as we have a system in place that allows the people that want to come across just to earn a better living, to have a better life, to easily be able to do that. And the sick part about it is that the people that are in power right now rounding up and shipping back people who are here illegally? Have people who are here illegally working for them. There are undocumented immigrants, dozens of them, working at Trump hotels and not casinos. He doesn't have casinos anymore. His hotels and his golf clubs. If he was serious about rounding up undocumented immigrants instead of just rounding up undocumented immigrants in blue states or in blue cities, he would have started at his own golf course.